Inside the Cave Theater presents the weekly episodic.
Let's go.
Scripted but unscripted ratchet reality web series. Last Night in Vegas.
Because ratchet is being thrown around like that, like it's a word, like it's a bad thing.
Since 2015, it's been our pleasure entertaining you. From brass commentary, controversial interviews, and sexy cave crushes, we have given you our all. We've seen other shows come and watched them go. But Inside the Cave is still here. Inside the Cave. Thought-Provoking Ignorance. Guaranteed.
Thought-Provoking Ignorance with special guests and Cave Crush interviews. It's time to go inside the cave.
3 lead films.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to Inside the Cave, InsideTheCavePodcast.com and CaveCrushShop.com. Go to those websites right now and shop. Get your shop on, all right? Thank you to everybody who's been listening to us the past couple episodes. We got a big show today, confirmed. A Cave Crush interview and a personal crush of mine and Joe calling in later, or actually videoing in. We're going to actually get a chance to see her later on in the show. The lovely, the beautiful Trina McGee. Oh, look her up. She's a well-rounded, talented actor. The 90s was great to us. If you didn't grow up in the 90s, kill yourself and start over. We did. We got a chance to see people like this. Real actresses calling in later in the show. I am CB at I'm the Real CB, and next to me today is also Joe Dirt.
What's good, everybody?
Joe, you looking forward to this Trina McGee video in?
Definitely am. She's been supposed to been coming on for a while. I'm finally happy we finally got her on.
Yeah, buddy. Ladies, let's talk about it. Tell the truth. He is running the Chicago Marathon later on this week. Slide.
What's up, everybody? Inside the Cave Podcast, Inside the Cave Podcast group. It's Sly Tell the Truth. Just let's talk about it. Yeah, I'm running the Chicago Marathon, and I'm excitedly nervously excited, but I'm prepared and I'm ready to knock that out. I hope all these listeners give me pavement blessings. And I appreciate everything.
Man, you know what, Sly? I'm going to see if I can get Trina McGee to give you a shout out, man. You think she'll do it?
I think because I'm a cute person, yeah, I think she'll do it.
Joe, I don't think she's going to do it, Joe. Nah, I ain't going to even ask her. She probably ain't going to even do it.
I'm going to tell him to run for us. One for us.
Yeah. Also, what's the thing? Go ahead.
I tell you what, if you get her, if either one of y'all get her to say that, I give y'all a free Inside the Cave shirt.
Also today with us today, the country rap tune Big Dawg will be here, and the lovely, the talented, the beautiful Cat is in the building. All right, because Trina's calling in pretty soon, I'm going straight to it. Let's get into this. We haven't did feedback in a while. Listeners' feedback with Cousin Lamar.
Got an opinion? Let your voice be heard. Want to change the direction of the show? Talk your tell us how you really feel.
For real, I might just say how I feel.
Listeners' feedback with Cousin Lamar on Inside the Cave.
All right, the first feedback we have is from, I think it's my son or my Sone. They say, I'm not a new listener, but a frequent listener, and this is my first time writing in, and hopefully I'm eligible for a Cave Crush shirt. How did the lady cat get involved on the show? Sometimes it seems she's being forced to participate, but it's a good listen.
All right, my son, I don't know. You say you're a frequent listener. You should know this, or I think we've explained this a few times, but Cat, if you feel like explaining again, go ahead.
Yes, the dynamic is I'm like D from what's happening, like I sneak in, I'm like a little bit of an adversary, all in good nature.
Right, we don't force no woman to do anything on this show that she doesn't want to do. Please don't confuse us with the Republican Party. All right, what else we got, Kat?
Next we have Knowledge. Knowledge says, wow, great episode. Love the As the Hood Turns or whatever y'all calling Last Night in Vegas. Even though it needs some more polishing in a few areas, I love the concept. I did something similar to that years ago, except it was a cartoon and I drew all the characters based on my real friends. And I did all the voices. I guess he wants you to check out some of his work, CV.
Yes, and I did. Me and Roland actually checked it out. Knowledge, you are working your way on getting a job at Inside the Cave, and you can ask these people. It's a great experience, Knowledge. I checked it out.
You're working your way to a volunteer position like the rest of them.
Yeah, Knowledge, stay in the field. Don't never come to the office. I swear to God.
Shout out to Knowledge, man. I'm going to tell everybody to check that out, too. That's real dope. What else we got, Kat?
Next, we have feedback from Cheryl. She says, so men can't go out of town together without screwing other women? Y'all are going to ruin a bunch of people's healthy relationships. I'm surprised Kat jumped in to the same conclusion that the men did, that she slept with her friend. Last night in Vegas has been done before, and it's called The Hangover.
Not quite, Cheryl. Not quite. We're a little bit different than Hangover. It's going to be a lot of more sex happening than last night in Vegas, and a lot more people going to get killed.
Yeah, ours is more believable.
Yes, because some would say it actually happened before. All right. As far as the conclusion, the Kat slept with a friend. Kat, who friend you slept with?
No, we remember we had the, I think it might have been a Cat's Corner thing where she was saying how her friend got married and disappeared from her life, and she wanted to reconnect with him after he got married, but he kind of pushed her to the side.
Oh, I thought she said you slept with her. Okay, all right, never mind. Okay, okay, I got you. All right, what else we got, Kat?
Next, we have Lance. Lance says, the guy's trip shit was funny as hell. Tell Sly that an all-black cruise ship is a slave ship. Sly loves him some Cat. All right, he be going in. Last night in Vegas should be funny. Just work on your acting skills, but it's hot as fuck in Vegas. So why is Big Dog by a grill and Sly running races? Edit the details and try again next episode. Remember when the Dirt Sheets was the most controversial segment? When anything could happen? That Vernon Ernie shit was funny. But this show was packed with so much that the Dirt Sheets was expected. I almost ran off the road when he said Yogi molested Boo Boo. Veli is a good, clean up man.
Yes, he is. All right, what else we got, Kat?
Next, we have Troy. Troy says the whole crew is together and the chemistry is excellent. You guys are too funny together. This was a good show, bro. I enjoyed every minute. It didn't skip 30 seconds, not one part, mostly because I was waiting on the announcement I thought was going to be the crew getting their W-2s. Kat does sound like she supports blue lives when we're saying Black Lives Matter. Damn, Kat, can us men have anything?
Attaboy, Troy. Thanks for writing in as always. Same to you, Lance. What else we got, Kat?
We got LaShawn. LaShawn is saying, I'm going to act like I didn't hear CB say Big Dog has BDE during your interview with the Gossiping Heifers.
Yeah, I don't really remember saying that. I got to listen to that again. Was that when they were on with us or we was on with them? I don't remember saying.
We were on with them.
Yeah, you can't prove that, LaShawn. And I don't remember.
You can, LaShawn. You can.
All right. Nice try. What else we got, Kat?
We got Denise. Denise says, Kat, don't go along with them. The guys are trying to blame the woman for her losing her friend by saying her pussy was trash, which was nothing to do with it. Men and women can be friends without sleeping with each other. 1 minute Cleves is taking up for women, and the next he calling women bitches and hoes. Said is ignorant and too loud. When Sly asks questions, I think no one will entertain it, and then all you guys go in.
I agree with you on everything you said about Roland. You're right. All right, what else we got, Kat?
Carolyn says, what in the hell is wrong with the men on this show? I seriously hope this is all a joke, because a woman doesn't owe a man sex because she goes on a business trip. What the fuck? All you do is talk about Kat as if she is an object, and Cleves is full of shit to say she can't go out of town with you all, without you all having sex with her. Like she said, you don't steal cars just because it's there, so why would you feel the need to have sex with your coworker when you are there to work? After listening to this podcast for a while, I can tell that this Vegas story is real.
The only person said they couldn't handle going on a business trip with Kat is Roland, so I don't blame us for what Roland said. All right, what else we got, Kat?
Nina says CB takes for granted the listeners. Why would you not answer his question about the He Too movement? And then why would Sid call him a dummy? That was rude. And how important is Kat? She reads emails, does the news, Kat's Corner, now answers Sly's segment, and has to narrate a new show. Last Night in Vegas is too cute.
All right, my bad. I think we read that last week. But thanks, Nina, for writing in, as always. And last one, Kat.
Finally, we have Nathan. I listened to the show. It was very entertaining. The Las Vegas movie skit is good, but be hard to do it in the future if not, it's not too often that everyone is in the show together. But you guys keep up the great work.
Shout out to Nathan. Follow him on Instagram. I forgot his Instagram, but he's cool, man. Thanks, Nathan, for sending us feedback. And everybody else, as always, we plan to keep this thing moving. All right. Thanks, Kat, for reading emails. Let's get into this. We're going to do a combination of Around the Cave and 0 to 100.
Had a long week? Need to get some stuff off your chest? Do it now! Let's go 0 to 100 real quick.
Real quick. Real fucking quick, nigga. 0 to 100, nigga. Real quick.
So pick one, whichever one you got. What you got this week, Joe Dirt?
You skipped me this week.
Kat.
I just want to encourage people, if you don't know how to do something, it's totally cool to say that you don't know how to do it. And it's even better if you find somebody who does know how to do it. And that goes for anything, work, school, personal life. If you're unsure, it doesn't mean that you're stupid or you're ignorant. It doesn't mean that you're incapable of learning. It just means you don't know. And it's totally okay to learn how. So I'm kind of putting this out there for people who feel like they don't need to learn new things.
Oh, okay. Who is that a shot at, Kat? That's you don't just talk.
No, it's not a shot. I'm just saying, for an inspirational little tidbit. It's okay if you don't know something, you can learn, or if you don't know, you can always find somebody who does.
I agree. All right, what you got this week, Sly?
For me, I'm going to go after the Congress, specifically like the Senate Judiciary Committee. Word of advice: if you do things the first time around, the right time, you don't have to double back and try to fix any mistakes. People have legitimate accusations that should be investigated to the fullest.
Right.
After your investigation is concluded, then proceed. Quit trying to rush the vote through and do things as they come. Take the progressive steps as they come and get things done right the first time as grown adults, and quit looking like children. Judge Kavanaugh is starting to look like a really big liar, and it's either going to be him or the individuals in which he claimed might defend him, in which he named one friend that was a stand-up guy that he was always with all the time, and they looked up his record and found out he was in a bar fight and started a bar fight and broke a glass over somebody's head, and the accomplice that was with him was no other than the judge. So get things right the first time, and you won't have to be covering your ass the second, third, and fourth fucking time. Senate Judiciary Committee. That's my 0 to 100. Reset and start over.
Hey, you know what? I got something, man. I was looking at something earlier today, and CB, I'm pretty sure you're gonna know what I'm talking about here. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I could understand Shaq, but still, that's his teammate. They've been showing the Kobe thing, you know what I'm saying, with the flinching and all that.
Yeah.
So they showed when Chris Childs stole on him 2 times, right? Remember that?
Stole on, yeah, Kobe. Yeah.
Kobe. And Shaq was like standing right there watching.
Right.
Like, yeah, you my teammate, but I ain't gonna help you. Like, no matter what beef they had, that's
they weren't even beefing then. That was before the championship run.
That was before the championship?
Yeah.
But Shaq just stood there like watch the man get punched in the face twice, ain't intervened, ain't nothing.
what I think, my conspiracy theory is a few plays before that, Shaq told Chris Childs, go ahead and try him.
Damn.
That's my conspiracy theory, straight up, man, because that shit just came out of nowhere. And I know Chris Childs was playing. Did he play football? No, he didn't play football too.
No, that wasn't him that played football.
That was Charlie Ward. That was Charlie Ward. But yeah, I think Shaq whispered in his ear. I was like, yeah, go ahead and try him. He ain't nothing but a punk. Man, and shit, he took 2 quick ones. Bing, bing.
And you see everybody else jump in it. Shaq is standing back watching.
Cause Shaq the one sent them off.
Hey, you guys are something else, man. How y'all gonna? I ain't gonna let y'all dog my boy like that, man.
Just pull up that game and go back a few plays before that shit happened. Like it was coming. It was coming. I'm telling you, it was coming. Wow. That shit was coming. You don't know what they were saying on that court. Shaq set that shit up.
Hey, shout out to Shaq's son too, man. I just heard that his son had a grave heart condition that he didn't even know about. Man, that's Is this the one that was playing basketball that was supposed to go to Arizona State? Yeah, man, he good too, man. That's real sad.
Wasn't he going? He was originally going to Arizona State, right?
Yeah, then that shit happened. So then
that shit happened. That's funny because I just heard that
UCLA.
No, he was going to
UCLA now.
Now, but originally he had committed to Arizona State. But I just heard yesterday that a local guy from Bellwood, Villa Park area, Alonzo Verge Jr., he signed with Arizona State. Yeah.
I want to for mine. What can I say about Kanye West? Actually, I had to first of all, let me say this. I want to make a big announcement and Kat, you're gonna like this. I am actually not canceling, not really putting on hold, but I am suspending Inside the Caves He Too movement. Once again, Inside the Cave starts something original, and then next thing you know, it gets, taken up by the masses. I mean, everything we do, you would think we had 1 million listeners the way people just blatantly take our shit. And normally I wouldn't mind, I would capitalize off it, but I got on one of our co-hosts, I'm not gonna say his name, Roland, for double talking and stuff like that. So if I don't agree with Roland, a black guy not supporting Obama at the time, he does now, but then I can't be a part of something that the Republican Party is now taking over. If you look on Instagram, because I follow the hashtag #HeToo, nothing but Republicans have taken over the #HeToo movement as a way to say that men, this Kavanaugh shit is affecting men. In normal cases, I would jump on it because it started off as a spoof, but I do not support Trump or that Republican Party at all. So I am suspending Inside the Caves #HeToo movement unless you women make me have to bring it back again. But just going on the record, I want to say I suspend it for right now. Are you happy about that?
I'm sorry. I'm not happy about it because I don't want you to give up on anything, especially because imitation is a form of flattery. So you obviously have great ideas, so I don't want you to give up on it, but I do think you should reprise it if you feel like it's an example of what your cause was.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on hold until this Kavanaugh vote dies down, probably for 2 or 3 weeks, and then we'll see what happens after that. Also, Kanye West. Kanye West was on Saturday Night Live, and a lot of people were talking about the stuff that he had on and the roles he was playing. I didn't get mad about that because he was acting. You went on there to act. Hell, Eddie Murphy played Gumby. I had a problem with him afterwards wearing that hat, and it's just time for us to admit that look, Kanye West works for Trump. Nobody supports anybody that much. That guy doesn't even promote his own brand the way he promotes Make America Great Again. That's because he is getting paid for it. A lot of people, a lot of these fake conscious and fake woke brothers are coming out the woodwork talking about, well, you know, Kanye West might be right, might be on the sun. Look, Kanye West is getting paid. Let me take you back in time a couple years ago where Kanye was complaining about he doesn't have any money, how much money he's losing on fashion and stuff like that, and he needs 150 million. He goes on the elevator, meets Trump, and he's been promoting Make America Great Again ever since. Kanye's getting paid. Kanye West is on the payroll. It's evident. It's evident. Nobody promotes a brand like that, unless he promotes the brand harder than anybody. And then he'll go do an interview, say he doesn't know anything about politics. That's because he's getting paid to do it. Kanye West, Candace Owens. If you look up the history on Candace Owens, she's getting paid as well. Facts. I got anything on that? You got anything on Ye?
Nope, but he goofy as hell. I'm done with him.
I rescind what I said previously a few weeks ago after he came to Chicago and he apologized and all that. And I was gonna get behind him. I was behind him. Yeah, he's not taking his medication. He needs to get his shit re-prescribed, recalibrated, or something. He mixing something with something, and it ain't going right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I got. It was another story I wanted to tell y'all, but I can't find it. Well, I had it saved. You gotta hear the story. Hold on. Oh, here we go. If you guys hear about this, a vampire spa leads to HIV. There's a such thing called a vampire spa, and millions of people got infected with HIV. So I want to give all the people who got infected with HIV a kill yourself and start over. And see, it was in New Mexico. This is the craziest thing ever. You go to get Kat, you heard about this, huh? A vampire.
I mean, you know, I think even if you have, everybody checks what they ingest. You know, you make sure they inspect, you know, your meat before you eat it. You would think they would do the same for precious blood. They would make sure it was safe.
A vampire spa. I don't.
You wouldn't want to go and take a visit, a couple of pictures there?
No, not at all. I have no desire to be part of anything. I have my doubts on the Bible, but I definitely know who the devil is, and I'm not fucking with vampires. Not at all. No, I have no desire to go to a vampire spa. Oh, by the way, speaking of the Bible, I owe Joe Dirt, who's left for a second, and Roland an apology. I actually called Roland and I apologized to him, and I'm gonna do it on the show. A guy named Gerald who writes in, who called me up, and he is right. I am not qualified to talk about the Bible. We've had many discussions and stuff like that. Because I don't frequently read, I will not be making any more negative comments directed towards Bible and religion, and I'm going to try to actually stop making political comments as well. I've lost a lot of friends. Joe, I just gave you an apology, and I'm serious about it. I gave you and Roland an apology. I will no longer be talking. I still have my doubts on the Bible, but I will no longer be talking religion, and I'm going to try to stay away from politics as well. But like my friend Gerald told me, the minister Gerald told me, I am not qualified because I do not read, and I have studied in the past, but I haven't studied recently, so I will not be making those negative comments. I do have doubts about it, and one of my main questions was, it's just, if I was to decide, Big Dog, you ain't from Chicago, so you wouldn't understand, but Joe and Cat and Sly, you know, if I would decide tomorrow that, you know, I'm going to join the Vice Lords. Now, that's probably not a good example. If I was going to join the Gangster Disciples, all right, I can't just say I'm a Gangster Disciple tomorrow. I'm going to have to show and prove that I'm a Gangster Disciple. And there's going to be some stuff I'm going to have to do before I'm qualified to be a Gangster Disciple. The thing I hate about Christianity is like, you know, I want to be a Christian. Okay, you're a Christian. You believe in God? Yep. Okay. Don't have to change your ways. You don't have to do nothing different. I'm a believer. I read the Bible. I'm a Christian.
That's not true.
All right. So, but I'm not qualified to talk about that. So from now on, I won't be talking about it anymore.
Right, because you for damn sure ain't no gangster disciple. So I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm damn right I ain't a Gangster Disciple. Oh, no, hold on. See,
you don't know what this is either.
Cat, you trying to you gonna get me in trouble. No, I'm not a Gangster Disciple. You're right. But I'm saying if I was to decide I wanted to be a Gangster Disciple, there's things I would have to do to prove that I'm worthy to join the gang. That's the point I'm trying to say. Whereas Christianity,
sure, you can be a part of Columbia House and they will send you CDs for 2 cents every month. However, you have to pay them eventually for the CDs. There is a responsibility you have as a member of Columbia House in receiving your music. So like anything you join, while others may not see the downfall or the hardship that go with it, they only get to see you boast and brag about being a part of it. You know, like your friend is saying, it's not that you're not qualified either. It's just that, you know, you should always look at things that are helpful to people. And there are a lot of people who organized religion has saved their lives. And we have to acknowledge that, as well as we do acknowledge that there are a lot of questions.
Yeah. So, but until I'm qualified to talk about it, I won't be talking about it again. Big Dog, you here? You got anything for Around the Cave and 0 to 100? We combined them both.
No, I'm good, bro.
All right, that helped a lot. All right, let's get into this. This time in the year 2038.
Inside the Cave predicts the future by reliving the past and staying current with this time in the year 2038.
Velly was supposed to be here because he said he had something. Do you guys got anything for this time in the year 2038?
This time in the year 2038, Kanye West will look like Michael Jackson.
Is that
he was white?
Oh, okay? So you mean he's white? You don't mean he's gonna be in a casket like Michael Jackson?
He's gonna look white. Either that or they gonna OJ his ass. They gonna make sure he remember that he black.
Cat, you got a 2038?
Yeah, in the year 2038, your house will come equipped with a classroom so your children don't have to leave the home to learn. They'll just go into a room, have their assignments already set up for them, and come out.
That ain't gonna work for me. I get the hell out of my house and go to school.
What about that child income credit babysitting stuff? How you going?
Now, if I'm getting that, then that's one thing.
Well, I got a letter from the school, you know, from CPS. They actually are kind of piloting this homeschool program where you homeschool for a certain number of days, and then your child actually goes to school 2 or 3 days out of the week. So eventually it'll be like you're learning from home for school.
Dawg, what up? You got a 2038?
Yeah, man. I think I'm gonna pick a pack on Joe. In the year 2038, Kanye West will look like Sammy Sosa.
He gonna look pink.
Oh, shit.
I like to hear the home run.
Hey, that was more believable than Joe's. That one is way more believable than Joe's. That shit might happen.
Hey, Sammy Sosa is like gray. Like his skin is like gray, like off-white. Like he's kind of scary a little.
Hey, think about it. He joined the family that, you know, they changed the way they look, so ain't no telling what Kanye ain't gonna look like.
In 2038, all like long distance travel, you know how long it take you to travel, like let's say New York to LA, and they used to have the Concorde Airlines that zipped across the Atlantic and all of that. But in 2038, long distance travel will be cut by 90% with trains, rails, planes, and a teleporting device.
Teleporting,
right.
they gonna beam you up to
Scotty.
Chicago, big dog. They gonna beam you up, dog. you gonna buy a ticket to Chicago, and then you get to pick. You want the speed rail. You want like something faster than what the Concorde was, or you gonna get the teleport device, and you're gonna go stand in the room with your luggage, and they gonna send you to CB crib.
I tell you what, you might be wearing some damn virtual reality glasses or some shit, and you'll think you where you want to be.
Right.
I'm paying for all inclusive, so the battery in them glasses better last long.
And if they can get me to Vegas quicker.
That's what's gonna happen. Like airplane travel gonna be so fucked up that they gonna start teleporting people and shit on vacation.
Yeah.
CB, what's your 2038? CB 2038 will be dealing with a 20-year-old hemorrhoid itch on his booty. CB in 2038 will still be learning how to read the fine print. CB in 2038, kids will be in college by then, but he gonna have another baby on the way.
Yeah, that's CB in the year 2038 gonna have a afro.
Yeah, right.
Oh man!
Trying to say he gonna get one of them damn blue.
He gonna get one of them Brian Urlachers.
CB in 2038 gonna have tax issues because he ain't gave us no W-2s yet.
Right. CB in 2038 will be dealing with the New Yorker coming out with information saying that his daddy left him $413 million to invest, but he turned it into $50 million and only claimed real estate on $2 million. some crazy shit. All the shit gonna come out. Like he ain't really handicapped.
Shit, he riding around with a handicap stick on his car right now.
In the year 2038, CB will work a full year.
Yeah, shit.
In the year 2038, I could just keep going in on this guy. In the year 2038, CB gonna still be getting VIP press passes to go to Exotica.
That's believable.
Getting discount Viagra.
That's so gross.
In 2038, CB gonna be the dude that's walking on the treadmill in the gym.
He gonna run real fast for like a minute. What'd he say, a mile? He gonna run his hell for a mile with you and then get off the treadmill.
In the year 2038, CB still will be visiting Dawg, eating up all his food. He gonna come alone, no wife, no kids. It's just gonna be him.
Yeah, they ain't gonna let him in, goddamn.
Thought-Provoking Ignorance with special guests and cave crushers.
Inside the Cave.
You did say you wanted to be in, right?
Want to advertise on Inside the Cave podcast? Would you like to have your company or product featured before a segment? Email us insidethecavepodcast@gmail.com. Subject: advertise.
Get the latest in cave fashion at cavecrushshop.com. That's cavecrushshop.com.
Follow Inside the Cave on Instagram for more thought-provoking ignorance. We repost, you decide.
Now you feeling freer than you ever.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to Inside the Cave, InsideTheCavePodcast.com. It is Cave Crush of the Week, And we haven't done this in a long time, but I'm glad we get to do it now with a lady who I've been trying to get on since the beginning of Inside the Cave. I'm so glad we can get her on. She's not only our cave crush, but she is also a personal crush of mine, and I can say Joe Dirt especially. Growing up, oh man, I can tell you all the stuff that she's been in, and I've been a fan of her since the beginning. She's been in roles, she's made guest appearances in roles of shows like Martin, The Hughleys, and A Different World, and countless others, but she's also popular for her role as Angela in the hit series Boy Meets World and the reprise series Girl Meets World. Welcome to Inside the Cave, the lovely Trina McGee.
Woo! Hey. Yeah.
By the way,
thank you for coming on.
By the way, did somebody say anything about Fountain of Youth? I mean,
I know, right?
Whatever you're drinking and eating, pass some of that over here.
Thank you. I'm doing the best I can. You know, the fact of the matter is that I always played 10 years younger than my age ever since I. So. You know,
right. All right. You know, we're gonna ask you about, you know, the Boy Meets World stuff, but it's so much more to you than that. And I want to, because you were also on A Different World, I gotta ask you, what do you think about the stuff with Bill Cosby?
You know, wow, that's a loaded question. Woo, come out with the guns.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't have a particular opinion one way or the other. I do know Bill Cosby was my first audition ever. I actually cut school when I got out of my chemistry class because they had an open call for the Cosby Show. And I booked downtown from Riverdale to Manhattan, and I went in and I actually got to audition. I auditioned for him twice, and both times you had to go in a general meeting and then a call back, and both times I got to meet him, but I didn't actually book the part. And I remember the second time I went in and I didn't book, and I was sitting with this bench of the girls that didn't get it. We had to go back up from Brooklyn where they were shooting, to, back where they were going to drop us off home. And we were sitting on a bench and we were like all sad. And Felicia Rashad came out and she was like, girls, you know how many parts I haven't gotten? I need to straighten up. So, I said to say my memories of Bill are that and other friends that I have on the show. I can't really have an opinion on what's going on with him now. It's just not fair because I'm not informed enough. I wasn't there.
Yeah. No, I respect that.
No, that he definitely inspired me to feel that I could do what I'm doing, and that's really all I can say.
So the show was filmed actually in New York?
The Cosby Show?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was filmed in Brooklyn, in a studio right next to this other soap opera that my mother used to watch called Another World.
Okay. Right.
And they used to have a shuttle. They'd shuttle you from Manhattan to Brooklyn to tape that show. So.
Okay. I always thought everything was filmed out in LA. I didn't even know that. All right. I got to ask you this. So sticking with the whole A Different World thing, how did you feel about the whole Jeffrey Owens thing when, at 1 minute social media ripped him, then all of a sudden social media came to his back? How do you feel about, actors and former actors and actresses, getting a job? Like, what's wrong? I never understood, what was wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. And no offense to anyone, it's a very hard line to walk. And honestly, it's not easy to just go get a job at a Trader Joe's or a Walmart or anywhere that you're really serving the public like that, because you are going to get recognized. But honestly, I think it's actually a good humbling experience for a lot of people who have had any kind of form of success that they thought was permanent, But I have a lot of feelings about that. Like, of course it's not bad that he got a job and everything, but now it's like they're offering these jobs because he was working at Trader Joe's off of Instagram. And, I love Jeffrey and he's amazing, but, I don't know.
It's almost like it was a publicity stunt too. They worked out good.
I kind of went through social media and then it landed. But I'm happy for him personally. But it's, I just see a lot of people who are really deserving also, I guess.
Right.
Out of the sweat of just showing up to the interviews and the auditions. I mean, why is that not good enough?
No, I get it. No, I get it because I got
whatever. But it's funny enough, I have a lot of actor friends who are like, maybe I should just go get a real job somewhere and someone will see me.
Yeah.
So,
sounds like a plan. I don't blame you. I mean, it worked out good for him. All right. I gotta ask you this. Family Matters. That was the first episode that I remember seeing you on. It was an episode called Josie and the Gun. And I Cat, Joe, you guys probably, Sly was in college, so I know he probably didn't watch a lot of TV back then. But I remember this episode vividly because, like, in today's world, that wouldn't be a big deal. But you got shot and killed at 7:30. Not killed, I'm sorry. But you got shot in high school at 7:30. At 7:30 p.m. prime time. Like, this teenage girl just got shot. And, like, I thought it was real. I was a mark. I was, 13 years old. So I really believed it. I'm like, I was sad,
I've done a lot of, that was the years of me doing a lot of sitcom. And so when I was doing it, it just kind of flew by. But then watching it over the years, I'm like, damn, I did that. The very special episode of Family Matters, I was shot on Family Matters.
I mean, seriously.
I'm proud of that. I'm really proud of that, Yeah, that was something. There were a lot of real good people in the episode too. So named Tracy White was in it. It was really cool. And I still holler at Sherry on Instagram and everything. I think she saved my life in the scene or something like that.
Yeah, you gotta say their characters' name because I don't know. Other than you, I really don't know them by their real names.
Hold on, there he is. Come here.
Oh, I know you ain't finna bring Eddie Winslow.
Yeah, just answer one question. Please. Come be in camera for 2 seconds. 2 seconds. And then you have to go.
Then you gotta go.
What was your character's name?
Hey, what up? Big fan, bro.
Big fans.
Awesome. Appreciate you.
Definitely.
Everything is cool, slow motion. Just chilling with Mama Bear.
Yeah.
How doing?
Good, man.
Doing all right.
Asking me about Family Matters.
Oh, that's awesome. Cherry's character was Maxine.
Maxine she played in Punky Brewster too.
She did.
She did. That's right.
Yeah, I remember.
All right, get out.
Thank you.
Get out.
Yeah, man. I just remember that because that was epic to me to see like a teenage girl get shot in school because we didn't see all that. That was before Columbine and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't happening like that.
It happened over and over and over again.
Right. Yeah, that was a great role. And then I was like upset because I was a mark for TV, and then you didn't show back up. So I'm like, is she okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened?
This should have been a reoccurring. Is she okay? Is Josie okay?
Yeah, we got to find out.
Maybe we'll write the episode later on the show.
Yeah. I don't want to hog it up because I want to go get to a different world in a second. But you guys got anything before I keep going?
I do. I always like to ask, like, you've had a career like spanning 25 years. Can you talk a little bit about like the education that goes into it and the training that you have to continually do to be competitive in your field? Because I think some people think it's just so easy. I can act and I can just do it, but there is like training involved.
Yeah, the sister asked me about training. That's such a good question. My training started really young, but it was only on the job training. I didn't take acting lessons, but I did. I was discovered as a young age because I thought I could do it. And I right away got a play off Broadway. And then I had to, it was most on the job. I would get jobs and train then. It wasn't until after I did Boy about that. Okay. Sorry. It wasn't until after I did Boy Meets World that I actually went and took an acting class. because I thought I was so honed into this particular style of acting that wasn't really what I started out in. I started out in, thinking I was doing, more movie-esque acting. And then when you land in like a sitcom groove, and then when it's over, and there's a multitude of opportunities, I had to really fine tune then. But it's ongoing now at this point because my mindset is more one of ownership. So I could, of course, I've already done all the crafting I need to be an actress. I don't think I really particularly need to go to a class right now or do that. But to have a ownership over your content, that's an ongoing class. That's to get on YouTube every day, learn this, learn that. You don't know something, and it keeps changing every day. So me and my husband, we do a lot of, he especially is great. We're in college every day. When it comes to our movie making and crafting the ownership of our content at this point. So, but that's something people take for granted. Kids come up to me all the time and they're like, hey, I just direct, because it's so easy to direct or to put something out now. All the tools are around you so easily.
Right.
People really do take it for granted. But, that's why I kind of love my peers and my alumni of Hollywood, because we're I think one of the last generations that we had some mentors that were like, you better know what you're doing, and that's still in my heart. And it's hard to really bridge the gap of applying it to a society that's not as interested in the training, that we were exposed to. But I know it's doing great for me, and when as moving into more of a position of ownership, I mean, it's amazing to really know what you're doing and know what to call things on set and have technical references. It just makes you feel so much better and do better, because your confidence and your education is just up there.
Well, my question was, have you ever written or directed anything? And if not, do you aspire to do so?
Yeah, actually, I have written and directed 2 films with my husband. We have an independent film company, and we're actually reinventing. My husband, Marcello Fedberg, was responsible for doing a slew of one of the first men to do a slew of the straight DVD to DVD movies, and independent, all owned by him for years. And he's grown so much. And now we're at a point, we're getting ready to slay some things. We have about 5 movies in the can now being edited that are about to come out. I directed 2 of them. 2 of them are out now. Hold on one second.
Talking about this one right here, Trina?
Oh, yeah, I'll show you. Hold on.
Confessions of, is that Isabella?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Confessions of.
They are on Amazon. It's called Sins of the Guilty.
Sins of the Guilty.
Capitalizing on my interracial relationship. I'm a big studier of marketing and things of that nature. And then this actually, because we're business people, we're not just, floating gypsy artists who want to make a bad movie. We're a business. So we made the same movie. It was all Latino.
Trina, you see it? Look, Trina. Look, Trina. Look.
I can't see you guys really well.
Look, I'm right here.
Okay.
You see it? I got it. Confessions of Isabella. I got it right here. Confessions of Isabella.
Oh, you have it? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. You sent me a DM on Twitter like.
We broke so much we did those. So the stuff we have coming out now is just going to be fabulous.
This was a good movie too.
Oh, thank you. We're a family business, so my dream, it's not just directing and writing, all that's good, but my dream is to do it within my family, within my culture, in my bare feet.
What's going on with you and Darius?
Huh?
What's going on with you and Darius? You guys working on something?
Yes. This is gonna be so good.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my brother. That's family right there, and that's how you we do business here at the Movie Bedford House.
Nice.
Here, you're working with us, you know, there's a plan that we're all on.
Right.
Okay, so let me get back in this. You were on a different world and you hit like an accent. I remember that episode too. Like you popped out, like my favorite actress just popped up again. What was that like working on a different world with team was with Ron and I think I got the other girl's name.
Okay, that was so cool, that episode, because that was the first job I had right after me coming to LA, and I'd been in this girl group with Quincy Jones that never went through, and Debbie Allen was supposed to play my mother in this particular project that didn't go through. So next job I have is with Debbie Allen directing A Different World. So it was really interesting because I get on the set and I think I'm doing really well in my accent, and then Debbie just comes up and goes, "Girl, you need to really put your accent together, okay? You need to know every word." And I thought I had it down and I got the part, you know, but
right.
She would work me like a horse on that. I still don't think, every time I see it, I'm like, I'm not sure if I did that right. And then cousins call you like, "I love your Jamaican accent." I'm like, no, I was supposed to be English.
Oh, wow.
That was a really great time. And I remember Jasmine Guy in the episode wore this beautiful fur coat. She was so nice. She's like, do you want me to try on my fur coat? You know, and she was really sweet. And Joe Morton was on that episode, and I got to meet him, and he was very serious at the table read. Everything had to be, you know, dissected and right. And Jada was she wasn't in any scene with me, but she was walking around, her and Cree, you know, they all owning their part of the set. You know, it was a great time, you know. So that was a great experience.
Classic, yeah. Legends, been around legends. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've been out a long time, and I've really been in the mix of a lot of really great people. You know?
Yes, you have. And one of my favorite people you've been around is one of my favorite episodes of this was the Martin, when you won Martin and the Hashi Tashi episode. You remember that? The Hashi Tashi?
Yeah, that was great. Funny enough, at the time, I was really good friends with Parquet when we were young. You know, we were like, you know, college, you know. Well, back then it was like the eighth. I went to Howard University, you know. I forgot what he went to. He went to somewhere around there. We were college friends, you know, about 5 years after college when I did Martin. So that was really fun. And it was awkward because I was really good friends with his wife. So even just him putting all his arm around me, we were like, you know,
wow.
She was all looking at me. But I love Malika, you know, but
I just remember
that was a funny episode.
Yeah, I just remember you saying, "Oh no." I remember you saying
that was really great too.
I remember you saying, "Oh no, she didn't," and then Martin said,
"Oh no,
baby, don't get your ass kicked."
No, I added that in. See, I have this habit when I don't think my part was big enough. I used to try to add stuff in and do shit and hope the director would let me get away with it. So I added that line and I said, "Oh no, she didn't." And Martin turned around and he said, yes, that's it. Keep that. And then we kept it. And then Tisha came back and I think she bounced off of it.
Yeah.
And everything. So, you know.
So that wasn't in the script.
That's how.
So that wasn't in the script?
I can't hear you. No, that was not. That was not. I used to do crazy shit like that all the time. Like when I did Friday After Next, you know, they didn't tell me to do that weird dance in front of like Ice Cube. But, you know, I was just trying to get whatever little extra I could, you know.
All right. I got to ask you this.
I've been told not to do it.
All right. I got to ask you this. I got to ask you this. Now we're about to talk about Boy Meets World. I remember reading an article saying that you wrote a letter to the network saying that there wasn't no interracial couple relationships on network TV, right? Was that before you got on Boy Meets World? It was an article. I can actually Google it for you, but it said that you actually wrote it.
It was an article in the New York Times I wrote.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it. But it was maybe the second, somewhere in the I think it was the first or second season that I was there, and my publicist at the time and my ex-husband, they got together, and Michael, and they wanted me to say, you know, I say it like that because it's just not really my opinion right now at 49, you know, that New York Times article. But yeah, I think it was to the gist of there is no color or something to that effect, you know. So
is that what got you on the show?
No, I got on the show because I was auditioning with the same 9 bitches for like 5 years. Me, Gabrielle, Melinda, Monica Calhoun, you know,
wow.
you know, and I just, which is my turn, you know, there. And that was a hard audition also because I was actually turned down at the first audition when you just read for the casting. I was turned down. They said I wasn't funny. The part really wasn't written funny. It was written very like solemn. So, but I had this feeling in my head. I was like, I know I can get this part because I knew most of the actresses in town. I was like, I'm the only one. I really feel like I could get this. So I went back to my manager and I asked my manager to call back and try to get me back in. And they were like, Trina, come on. And they wouldn't really do it. And then so there was a receptionist in the manager's office who was pissed at my manager at the time because they wouldn't let her do things she wanted to do to, you know, to come up. So I was on my way. I said, yeah, they're not going to call. I just started talking to her. She called and she got back in. And then all of a sudden, they called in Michael Jacobs. And once they called Michael, it was on. And I got 5 more auditions. And then I got the job. So That's real. That's what happened. Yeah, that's how I got that job. And then I was only called on for 1 show. It was like maybe it might be a reoccurring vague talk, you know. So, but I got called on, and then they said, okay, you know, keep going. So.
And history was made.
Yeah. See, sometimes you gotta push. You know, what if I had just been like, oh, he said no?
Right.
We wouldn't be talking now. You know?
Right. Well, I'm sure you would have been something else. I would have got you.
When you have a gut feeling, it doesn't go for it, you know?
Yeah.
Better try than not. I mean, you don't want to be too impulsive, but stuff like that, yeah.
What was it like being on that show? With did you all get along? I mean, you were older than all of them. Like, what was it like?
It was fun. Honestly, I'm not. To be really perfectly honest, it was fun. Of course, there was tension at times. You know, of course, there was weird stuff that went on. You know, but we were all really young, and honestly, for the most part, I had a lot of fun on the show. You know, I had a lot of fun. Just doing the scenes and everything, you know. And then also it was kind of weird. I was so much older than that.
Yeah.
You know, so it was like I'm kind of a kid at heart anyway. But it was like when it was rap time, I'm going home to kids in a house. you know?
You were pregnant,
and they're wondering
right?
who. You know, so.
You were pregnant.
You know, but how was it? You know.
Weren't you pregnant during the show too?
I get the show, right? So finally, okay, Trina, we bring you on. Literally 3 weeks later, I had to tell Michael that I was pregnant, but he was so graceful about it, and he has a lot of kids, so he was just big. And then you know what else really helped me? There was a woman who was suing us, so Aaron Spelling at the time, because Aaron Spelling was going to fire her. The Hunter Tylo case saved my job. It was at the same time I got pregnant, so nobody was touching me.
Right.
After they hired me for fear I would sue, you know?
Yeah.
So God just was like.
You were meant to be Angela. You were meant to be Angela, right?
I believe so, because, yeah, it's definitely feeling like that, especially now. So 20 million years later, so yeah.
It was an episode. It was an episode that I remember you and Sean, the character Sean, I think his name is Ryder, and he got drunk and slapped you. And I just remember like watching on network TV, like this girl just got slapped on TV because the guy was drunk. I mean, like in today's world, that's not a big deal, but in the 90s, early 2000s, that's a big deal.
It was. I also think it was a big deal the way they handled it, because they handled it like kind of old fashioned, which is obviously more my style, where Angela wasn't like, "You're bad, I'm going away." She was more like, "I know that's not you."
Yeah.
You know, which is really in alignment how I am. I'm more of a nurturing person. I mean, I'm not going to be beat up, but I do know to see past people when necessary and bring out the best, you know. So yeah, but now I think they would have just been like, you know, "You hit me, get out," you know, and that'd be the end of it.
Right.
More to say.
Yeah, I just got a question that more personal than anything. What do you do to get your day started? I'm more of the athletic person out of the bunch of the guys inside the cave, and I need music and I like running. But I want a specific question is I know when I jump in somebody's vehicle, when I go out on a date, I jump in a woman's truck. I listen to the first 5 things like she might have in her CD changer on her iPod, all right? And for me, it tells me something about them, whether it's hip hop or it's R&B or Martian Ambrosius or something like that. What's the first 5 songs that I might hear if I jumped in your car?
Right now, I can just tell you what I played yesterday. Right now, you probably hear the big playback, James Brown. Then you hear the I listen to that a lot. Then we probably hear probably Curtis Mayfield down in the back. And then I'd probably go one Stevie Wonder, and then I'd probably have like a little corny 70s song. I'm not really I like current music. I just have my, you know, my standards, you know. But I like music that makes me feel really like emotional, you know. And I like fighting music too.
You like fight? You like fight music? Okay. You like fight?
I usually like.
You like to get pumped up music. Okay.
I got to ask you another question about Boy Meets World. Do you think towards the end they started making Boy Meets World sort of like Friends?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know it at the time, but what else were they supposed to do? They had to get that last leg of the show, you know. So I guess they just did what was going on and everything. I mean, I don't know. Were we friends? Yeah, they definitely were. Yeah.
It was so good. Like, what was your thoughts when they did they tell you like before the last season that this was going to be the last season, or did you guys kind of play it by ear? Did you know?
No, Michael was always upfront. He always is really good at telling the truth. Well, the hard medicine, quick, fast, and ahead of time. So, I think we were surprised when we got that last season at all. You know, because it had been on for a while. But we knew, we planned, and we were okay. It wasn't one of those we walk back to work and they're closing up your dressing room. It wasn't that bad. You know, we got film one. So, it was a nice soft.
Why do you think people are so attached to you and to Angela and Sean?
I think because the writing was for the most part for a sitcom really different, and I think it was more realistic portrayal of the ups and downs of a relationship and forgiving, and then it had the dynamic of being interracial. So you know, there are a lot of interracial couples out there that really weren't getting the the representation. So I think that was a good thing. I also think I really love playing love girlfriend parts. I love playing, wife, girlfriend, I love you, that's just my thing. So I think me being older than Sean also, and then loving that dynamic, I think that helped to bring a lot of chemistry too, but yeah, even today, you see a lot more interracial couples today.
Yeah.
But I just think the exclusivity of it at the time, just touched a lot of people. And that's what I love about that. That's why I can't shake it really, because they just keep writing and calling and, wanting to let at least me know what their experiences are. And I like that, That's what actors are here for. We're like, splat it on us, so it's all good.
What about negative feedback? Did anybody ever call you like a sellout or anything like that? Did you get any of that?
Well, people thought I got plastic surgery. I wore a bad blonde wig, and they thought that I was a sellout with that, But
really,
I've never done it. I really need to get some plastic surgery.
No, you're perfect. You're perfect.
But sellout, like being in a relationship. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because when you were with Sean, did they think that like the people like really believe that character and think you were a sellout?
No, I think in the 90s, they didn't say it to me. Now, how to plead now, I think would be different.
Okay.
But in the 90s, people didn't say what they thought like that. Now, I will say, when I look at my own social media, everyone is so nice to me,
They are.
But then sometimes I'll look at images and I see some not so nice things said about me, so, at the time, no, but I didn't get any racist stuff, I just really didn't,
Nice.
I got a lot of letters from jail people, white guys from jail that wouldn't do me.
Really?
No real love.
Wow.
Oh, weird. But no, none of that.
So what was it like when the Girl Meets World thing happened? Like, did you know that they were gonna call you for that too?
I did, because Michael again is so great at giving me a little heads up and being a little clear and precise. So I think we might be doing it, So he gave us a heads up. It was just different. The 90s were so great. I mean, craft services was amazing, and things were taken care of, and everyone loved to do the service of what they were going to do. And just all across the country, the level of service has just gone down. So I had to it's one of those things where you get older and you look back and you're like, damn, it's not the same. So that was kind of the general feeling there. It's such another can of worms for me. I'm grateful to be Angela. That's all I really can say about it.
It was done on a different set, right? That was done on a different set, right?
Yeah.
In a different studio and everything? Okay. So it was tough to get used to, right?
I have higher 90s standards. What do you want? So, but it was cool. Aside from that, because now I'm being a bratty by saying that, the set or whatever wasn't right, but it just was different, and it was a different company, and it was a lot of different politics that I honestly didn't really understand, because I was too predicated on what had happened 20 years ago. So actually, it was a very good learning curve for me on moving on, and dealing with the present.
Yeah, because you were fortunate, because not everybody got called back. At least I don't think so. I don't remember everybody getting called back. Did they?
Jack and Will, and of course Ryder, and almost everybody got called back.
Okay, all right. I thought the redheaded girl didn't get called back.
No, I'm grateful to be called back. I think they call me back because I'm fabulous.
Exactly.
Because the fans have really enjoyed that storyline. So you got to call back with it.
Right. All right, I got to ask you this question too. What was the movie that you were in called Booty Shop? What was that about? I didn't see it.
Booty Shop was an independent film that I did with my current husband. It was the first, I think it was like 10 years ago, and it was one of the first things we ever did together. And we just kind of put it together. It was a fun project. We did the most we could with what we had. We didn't have investors or anything, and it was a cute little campy movie. And you don't take it too seriously. It was a lot of fun. Now the funny thing is, it's like this little urban cult classic now. And I have a lot of new hood friends from that movie and everything. But it is what it is. But if that movie that me and Marcella did together was the beginning, and we've grown so much since then, and we weren't afraid then, and now we're just not afraid now. So, I love that was actually one of the funnest.
Yeah, I seen clips of it. It looked fun. Marcelo, he's actually, I remember him from being on The Game. He was a football player on The Game. Right?
I'm like, baby, that was one episode. You did so well. Everyone remembers that episode. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of people too.
Yeah, he's a big old guy. I say he's a big old dude.
He's a big old guy.
I say he's a big old dude.
He's a big old dude.
Yeah.
He's in intensive weight loss training right now. So
really?
He's transforming every day. I'm so proud of him. I mean, you just wait a month. It's gonna be big. He's gonna be.
I need some tips, cause Sly won't give me none.
Huh?
I need some tips, cause Sly won't give me none.
Yeah, well, there's a saying I have Marcello and Darius say all the time when they want to eat. I say nothing tastes as good as skinny. So just say that every time.
About that. Joe, you got any more questions, man?
What do you think about like TV shows now and like reality TV, because it's like taking over?
At first I had that reaction of, oh, this is reality. It is what it is. I've come to a point in my life, I don't criticize or things that are new. Of course, I can say the obvious, they're not actors and this is taking over, this and that. If something's taking over, you got to figure out how to do better and join it. I like to move with the current of the world. So I don't complain about, I used to, but I don't complain about reality shows. You might see me pop up on one or definitely producing one. But, it is what it is. The entertainment business is an entertainment business.
Right.
And that is the safest way to get it from getting your heart broken. The rest of it is just really neither here or there. This is my living. So right. I can't be concerned. I have to watch what's going on and say, okay, what next, Trina?
Right.
I can't change.
Right.
So now, before you get, let me be selfish for a second. Trina, can I get a shout out too? I'm running the Chicago Marathon this Sunday, and can you give me some nice pavement blessings? Good luck to Sly of Inside the Cave on running the Chicago Marathon. I'm trying to catch Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart gonna be out there. I'm gonna try to catch up with his little bitty ass.
What is your name again? So I know.
Sly, SLY.
Okay. So shout out to Sly running the Chicago Marathon. Hope you catch up to Kevin Hart. That's where we're at?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Hey, want to give a shout out to Sly. You running that Chicago Marathon. You better catch up to Kevin Hart.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Thank you.
Can I ask you these cave? And since you're married, I'll give you the censored version of the Cave Crush of the Week questions. There's just a couple of them that I can ask. All right, here we go. Heels on or heels off?
On.
Whew, thank you so much. Oh man. All right. Hair up or hair down?
Up to be pulled down.
Oh. All right. And because I respect your husband, I'm not going to ask you the rest of them. All right. Thank you so much. I'm not going to ask you the rest of them.
I thought you was from Chicago.
Oh, no. Give me some, and you can put them up on Cave Crush, okay?
Yes.
My little hot girl.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right. Once again, we want to say thank you to Trina McGee for going inside the cave this week. For those who don't know, Trina McGee, she was actually supposed to be the first guest on Inside the Cave. Joe will tell you, I got a message from her actually saying that she was going to come on in 2015. And a lot of things that happened because she was a very busy woman, and we never did get a chance to get her on until now. But I think, like they say, God's timing is always on time. And this was the perfect time because we were actually able to talk about her whole career spanning. And I'm telling you, I really appreciate her coming on and videoing in from LA.
Boy, she bad as hell.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Me and you both have had a crush on her forever. And here's the thing. I didn't even watch Boy Meets World when it was like live. I actually started watching the rerun. So by the time like it came on, I started watching it like when the show was actually off. You know what I mean? So like I started watching it like it was the only thing that was on before I started going to work. It was on like Disney Channel or something like that. And like this is like 2000, 2001. So I didn't even see her live on there. So it's crazy. Now I just like fell in love. But I do remember her being on like the Different Worlds and the Martin episode. That was just a classic, you know, for her to be part of that, man, to be Martin, you know. Yeah, we had a legend on. So that's another legend for Inside the Cave for those keeping score.
Yep.
Shit. I mean, come on. I mean, the 90s was so dope. I mean, look who we had on. Look who we've had on. Come on, Joe. We've had Maya on.
Maya and Viv.
Come on, man.
The Black and Viv.
The Black and Viv. Come on, man. Like we've been doing it. So, you know, that's another gold star for Inside the Cave, and she is fine. She gave me a shout out for my kids. Wait till I tell my wife this. Oh man, this was great. All right, y'all got anything before we get out of here?
Nope.
Sly? Oh, Sly, by the way, good luck.
What up?
Running the marathon, brother. My wife's birthday, I'm gonna give a shout out to my wife real quick. My wife's birthday is Saturday. So I wanna give a shout out to her. So I'm
go ahead.
I'm probably gonna be a little busy, but we'll do it. Still, I want to give a shout out to my brother Sly, running that goddamn marathon, man, doing his thing, man. Go ahead on, Sly. You gotta, hey, if I don't make it out, you can at least.
Don't be trying to take no Uber, Sly.
Hey, at least you can say that I got a celebrity to tell you good luck for your marathon. Nobody else running the marathon.
No doubt.
Nobody else running the marathon can claim that, Sly.
The race is Sunday, not Saturday, and Kendra G's supposed to be running too.
Yes, she is. That sexy motherfucker right there. That's another girl that Joe. When Joe got kicked out the club a couple years ago, Kendra G is another woman who's supposed to be coming on the show. Same thing. I got you. I'm coming on. I got you.
Hey, coming on the show got to do with me getting kicked out the club. Why you got?
That's when I met her.
You took one for the team and nothing happened, Joe. That's what you didn't seal the deal, Joe.
I didn't know who Kendra G was.
Oh, he didn't do what, Sly?
You didn't know what you talking about. You better just make sure you ain't the last person running across the finish line.
You ain't sealed the deal, Joe. You better be out there on Damon or somewhere by Michael X or something. Give me a high five or something. Holding up a poster board or block off some of the streets in a FedEx truck or some shit.
I'm throw some mild sauce with fries at you.
Well, put some lemon pepper on them and that'll be all right. I mean, I got a carb load. I need some carbs. So you gotta pull up in a FedEx truck or something, man. Something.
Oh man, I just can't believe we actually hit this. And then not on top of that, we got Trina McGee. We got motherfucking Eddie Winslow.
Right. Darius McCray pop on for a second.
Pop on, yeah. So he was with Mama Bear. I was like, who the oldest?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I know she was 49. Damn.
Oh yeah, bro. She about to turn 50.
She's 49.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm about to go to LA. Hey, Trina. I'm about to come to LA, baby. Sorry, Darius.
That ain't her husband. Her husband is Marcelo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darius, they doing a show together. Was Dawg on there when Eddie Winslow?
Yeah, he was on that. Yeah, he was on that end.
That's crazy.
Who was Marcelo?
He was on The Game. Hey, remember that episode of The Game when the main character, the quarterback, a big gay dude, tried to make a move on him? That was her husband. And he been in some other stuff too. I want to say he was in Empire as well. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to Google him.
Yeah, Marcelo Thereford or something like that. I didn't even know that was her husband. I thought they was just dating. I didn't know that was her husband. Yep. Yeah, but she cool, man. She cool. She know about us. She know about the Cave Crush page and everything.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, she you said he ain't no damn. You gotta tell me how to spell his name, man. I know this shit ain't right.
Marcelo Thereford, whatever.
Two L's in Marcelo. And you said Thereford. Spell Thereford. Thereford. Okay, let me see.
Something like that.
Okay, I remember him from The Game. He was in some other shit. Yeah.
He was in a lot of shit. Yep, that's her husband. Yep. All right. Well, please email us insidethecavepodcast@gmail.com. Leave some feedback on our Facebook and Instagram page. This is probably going to be a big episode because one thing about Boy Meets World and Trina McGee, Angela, Sean, hashtag that stuff and search it. People still talk about that couple, Angela and Sean. Sean and Angela, Angela, Sean. They still talk about her role as Angela. They still talk about Boy Meets World as a big fan. They're like wrestling fans. They have a big fan base. So this is going to be a big show. Once again, shout out to Trina McGee for being so open and talking about a lot of stuff with us, man. I really appreciate that. And if nobody got anything else, Sly, do a good job this week. Joe Dirt, appreciate you, my brother, for showing up again. Shout out to D, Vellyville, Sid, Cat, Big Dog, Cousin Lamar, and we'll be back next week with another episode of Last Night in Vegas, and we'll catch y'all ass next episode on the Inside.
And what you got to do it in Big Dog voice.
Shit,
you got to do it in Big Dog.
How do Big Dog
catch y'all ass next week?
Thank y'all for tuning in Inside the Cave. We're gonna catch y'all ass next week.
There you go, Sly.
Thank you for listening to Inside the Cave. Tune in weekly to hear new episodes of Last Night in Vegas. Get the latest Cave Crush and Inside the Cave gear at cavecrushshop.com. Thought-Provoking Ignorance with special guests and cave crushers. Inside the Cave. Inside the Cave.
You did say you wanted to be in, right?